Outer Banks. We were staying at the Cape Hatteras KOA last night. And this is the beach behind us. We're here at about 6:30 in the morning. Sunrise is a bit cloudy, so we didn't get to see like a really big sunrise, but it's beautiful out. Yeah. Alright, so we thought maybe we missed it, but if you look, there it comes. There's the sun right there. Oh wow, isn't that gorgeous? The birds here. There's the sunrise. How fantastic is that? Alright, so Karen is doing something I think that we're going to be doing a lot over the next 48 hours. She's cleaning the sand out of the van. Where are we going, Karen?
We're going to go up to the Wright Brothers National Museum, I believe is what it's called.
And we're going to go find a grocery store.
Yeah.
Because last night was a disaster.
2 nights in a row with no dinner.
What did we have for dinner last night, Karen?
Peaches.
Peanut butter sandwich.
Yeah,
it wasn't the vacation dinner that we were hoping for, but it worked, and we got some rest.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go. So we are at the Bodie Island Lighthouse. It's a piece of the island that is covered in pine trees. It's really different from where we just were. It was nothing but sand and sand dunes. So I guess this is a bit inland and has allowed a lot of growth here. But you can see there's the sound. You probably can't see it, but the sound is just over here, just past this area right here. And then the beach is over that way. This is where we're at now. I'm gonna go check this out. I think we're a little bit early in the season here, so nothing is open, but we will be able to get out and take a look around to see the area. Alright, so again, this is the Bodie Island Light Station at the Cape Hatteras National Seashore. There's 4 or 5 lighthouses that you can go visit. Some of them are open that you can go inside, and some are not. But this must have been the home of the keeper. I don't know, maybe. This is pretty cool. But again, you can see over here is the sound, and just over there, over the dune, is the ocean. So this is near the Oregon Inlet area. Cool shot right there with the lighthouse behind it. So we're gonna walk up here and see what the house has to offer. I think they have a gift shop. Some history here, but again, everything's closed right now. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they are open. Yeah, so you can see you can do a climb here, but I don't think they open until April. No, I don't think the gift shop here is open until about 9, and we're a little bit early for that, so again, pretty cool lighthouse. I've been here numerous times, and I have yet been able to get inside. I think they were renovating it for a long time, and then of course you couldn't go into it. But I've been here a few times since then and have not been here at the time of year that you could go inside. I could go inside to see it, but I bet it would be pretty cool to see, especially that view when you have the sound out here and then the ocean over here. So really pretty area. Okay, the lighthouse that is here is the third one that was built. The first one was built in 1848 and it was 57 feet tall, but it became unstable. This particular one was built in 1872. It stands 167.6 feet tall. So there you go, very cool. There it is. Really cool. Alright, so this was the lighthouse keeper's home. Like there were two families that lived in it. It was a two-sided home here. For them to stay in with their families. Beautiful day today. So we're going to take the Bodie Island Boardwalk Trail, just a short little trail. It takes you to a scenic point out here that you can see things. You do have restrooms over here on the left. Anyhow, it's a really beautiful area. And today is pretty. Today is really nice. Again, this is a real short boardwalk trail. And you're out here in kind of the marshy area on the sound side. You can see all the evergreen trees, the pine trees out there.
destination is on your left. Wright Brothers National Memorial.
So we are in the Wright Brother Museum here in Kitty Hawk, and there's all kinds of stuff in the little museum that I'm going to share with you, but it's pretty quiet right now. Nobody's in here, so I'm going to turn you around. All right, there's all kinds of information here about the first flight. So we are at the Wright Brothers National Monument. Got that right? You see right behind us. We're going to walk up there, and when we get up there, we'll share with you what we have found. So they have a reconstruction of the camp or homes that they lived in while they were doing their testing of their flying machines. This is pretty cool. You can look out the window. How much you can see, but yeah. Alright, so they call this Big Kill Devil Hill, and this is where the monument is placed, where they were doing their experiments. First with their kites that they built, and then their airplanes, until they finally had their powered plane.
Historic site.
Okay, so we are at the Fort Raleigh Visitor Center, and just learning about the history of what happened here in the 1500s. Pretty much a lot of what you read about the history in this country. The Carolina, let me go over here and read this real quick. Right here it explains it pretty thoroughly. The Carolina Algonquin were here for about 800 years, and the English came in the 1500s Anyhow, as it turned out, it pretty much destroyed their community over the years with disease and land disposition and competition for resources. By the 1700s, they were no longer part of this. Anyhow, there you go. Anyhow, it's pretty cool. All of the things that happened here and what they found here. We are on Roanoke Island. That is where these people originally lived. We are at the Fort Raleigh National Historic Site. This is one of the first settlements that from the English, when Raleigh brought over the English settlers and they settled here. Anyhow, long story short, something happened to the settlers. Then they never figured out what happened to them, but there are remnants and an old outline of where their fort used to be. So we're going to take a little walk down this path and take a look at it. All right, so we are taking a walk back. Like I said, there is, they have found relics and remnants of the lost colony. And there is an earthen fortress area that we're going to be taking a look at. All right. And it's saying here on this site in July of 1585, colonists sent out from England by Sir Walter Raleigh built a fort called by them the New Fort in Virginia. Anyhow, this is where they settled, and a little bit of history behind it, but it ended up that when the English governor of Virginia left to go find more supplies for them to help them through their hardships, when he came back 3 years later, he could not find any of the colonists, and they never knew what happened to them. And this is what's left. This earthen kind of fort area here. We're going to take a little hike on this little nature trail, see what's back in here. It's a beautiful area. Had the ocean right there, the sound side. Alright, it's called the Thomas Harriot Trail. Trail that takes you right out to the ocean. That's what we're getting ready to see from here off this trail. It is incredibly windy today. Yeah, let's go ahead. Alright, so they have like a little nature trails all throughout this area. You can take a walk to one of the sounds. But it's a beautiful area. There's some beautiful oaks with the moss hanging off of them. Really pretty plant life, beautiful trees. You're standing in a maritime evergreen forest. So that's where we are. Alright, so they believe that the original settlers lived in forts, which are underwater now. The shoreline has moved inward, I don't know how many feet, where the ocean has pretty much taken over and the tides have changed and turned. But this is a replica of what may have happened here, and they do find artifacts here from the history of this area to kind of go along with the Fort Raleigh story. So it's pretty cool, neat area, nice little visit, nice little walk. So, right, moving on. Okay, so we are going to head over to Jockey Ridge, which are some sand dunes in the area that you can climb around on. I think a lot of people do kiting and hang gliding there. So we're going to go check that out. We're going to go to, I think it's called Pea Island. Might be wrong, might be something else, but we're going to check that out. We're going to take you guys along with us. But we're just out here checking out what looks interesting and fun to us, and just exploring around. Shannon's never been to the Outer Banks, and I've always talked to her about it and tried to get her out here because I wanted her to see it, because it's a beautiful area. So that's why we're here. But anyhow, we're going to share the rest of the day. Okay, so I put the picture up of the weather here in Cape Hatteras area. And you see those swirly little wind things? They are not kidding. It has been a constant, probably 20 to 30 mile an hour winds, I would say.
I told Karen, it feels like we're back in Texas. Lots of wind and lots of sand.
Yes. And it's beautiful, but it's, I mean, really windy. And the sun's out, you're warm, like when you're in a place that doesn't have the wind, because it's in the 50s.
Yeah, like right now, sitting in the van, I'm dying.
Oh, yeah.
Outside,
You get out there and it
It's
just
freezing.
cuts right through you. So it's a bit of a contradiction. So anyhow, also I want to mention that if you are planning on making a trip to the Outer Banks prior to season really opening, which is I think around April 1st, make sure you double and triple check what is open and what's not open, because we have discovered not everything's open. You know, these are local small businesses out here, and I'm sure they have to close down because they're not making enough money during off season or whatever. I did look online to try to prevent that from happening to us, that we would be able to get into places like places to eat and so forth. Unfortunately, that doesn't matter. They don't change their website information, so you may want to give a call first before you head out to a place. But anyhow,
or packed food, you know.
or pack food, which we did not. Big mistake. Anyway. So the wind is blowing so hard today that at some time, there are times when the road is completely covered in sand. Yeah, I guess we weren't going fast enough for him. Yes, pretty cool. Everybody, so this is the end of day 2. Shannon and I are stretched out on our beds, and we are watching the grass on the dunes blowing all over the place because it is so windy. It's shaking the van. But we wanted to say goodnight, and we will see you guys tomorrow on day 3, and thanks for joining us. Bye.